Quite the do-nothing day today, but not really also, because today's a day off. I recently switched up the structure of my part-time job to give myself set days off, and so this week is like the first week of that, and today's my first midweek day off. It feels nice, but I kind of feel like I'm taking it too much as a day off. But this morning I did edit a bunch of my next video that is going to be live, I guess, by the time that I am posting this, because this is the December studio vlog. Welcome. Trying to not feel guilty about chilling, because as a whole, my life requires days like this. I can't just work at full steam every single day, because then I'll need a forced day of rest, and a forced day of rest is much less enjoyable than a natural day of rest, I guess. Anyways, I've just been doodling. I don't know if you can see that. Drew a fish yesterday and wrote a big blurb about how it's been a long time since I've drawn something for pleasure. And yesterday, for some reason, drawing that fish felt like drawing for pleasure for the first time in a really long time. So that was nice.
後ろのどこだと尋ねてください。
左ですか？
左ですか？
No, it's on the right.
と答えてください。
いいえ、右です。
いいえ、右です。
Are the stores open?
と尋ねてください。
お店は開いていますか？
お店は開いていますか？
お店は開いていますか？ いいえ、遠くありません。
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 A few kilometers.
聞いて繰り返してください。
あちらで仕事をしますか？
あちらで仕事をしますか？
Yes, I'm going to work.
と答えてください。
はい、仕事をします。
ええ、仕事をします。
多分友達2、3
多
人います。
分友達2、3人。
多分友達2、3人。
多分友達2、3人。
3 days.
3日。
3日。3日。
A few days.
2、3日。
2、3日。2、3日。
2、3日。
How many days?
何日？
何日？
Are you going to stay?
何日
いますか？
いますか？何日
いますか？
Now say, no, I'm going by car.
いいえ、車で。
いいえ、車で行きます。
いいえ、車で行きます。
車で行きます。
Because it's far.
遠いですか？
遠いですから。
使います。Hi. Hey. It's December 2nd. And I'm going to Japan April, what was it, April 17th? No, 27th? No. Mid to late April, I'm going to Japan for a month. And man, I started doing these Japanese lessons that are audio based and like they focus on like speaking and talking rather than reading and writing, which I feel like is the better way to do things, especially for like my needs. I don't need to learn how to read. But yeah, that's in like 5 months, I believe. And for some reason in my mind, I was like, okay, there's 3 courses in this Japanese lesson, and each course is 30 units long, and you're supposed to do 1 a day, but I haven't been doing that. But I figured I could like stretch it out a bit because I have 5 months to do 3 units, 3 courses. But there's actually 5 units. And I realized that as I was trying to fall asleep last night. I was like, wait a second, there's 5, isn't there? So yeah, I feel like this is a good push that I need to like learn Japanese, knowing that I have less time to do so now. I highly doubt I'll make it to that 5th course, but honestly, if I can make it to like the first 3, I would be happy, and I'm sure I would know more than enough than I need to know to like get around while I'm there. So yeah, she's learning. Holy fuck, languages are hard. Especially when you're 25 and I'm almost 25 actually, and your prefrontal cortex is pretty much done developing. I've got no space for new languages. But I do. I'll figure it out. She'll learn. So, hi. I don't know if I've mentioned this before on YouTube. I might have. My boyfriend works out of town, and so he's gone out of the house 2 weeks at a time. And so the past 2 weeks he has been gone, and now he's back, which is great. I've missed him, of course. But the past 2 weeks filming things and vlogging and whatever has felt so natural and like without any obstacles because I was alone. And now that he's home, I feel so awkward trying to film, just knowing that his presence is in the house. Like, he's sleeping right now, so he obviously like can't hear me, but there's something in my brain that is making it hard for me to act in the way that I would in front of a camera, in front of you guys, in the same way that I would when I was alone in the house. And I guess that makes sense. Like, I mean, when I used to want to make YouTube videos when I was still living at home with my family, any time that I would film anything, it would be in my bedroom with my door closed, right? Because there's something about doing this that is embarrassing, or like the way that you portray yourself on camera, you're presenting in a way. Like, as much as I try to be myself and I try to talk to the camera as if I'm like talking to a friend or something, which I feel like I do for the most part, something about the process of that being perceived by somebody else is scary and makes me anxious. Which I guess it's like similar to like why public vlogging is so hard, because you're being perceived making this thing in front of everybody, but when the final product is up on YouTube and like uploaded and stuff, it doesn't feel as embarrassing because it's like complete, and the act of like having a camera in front of you and speaking to it isn't there. It's so strange. I was talking to him about this last night, and like, obviously he doesn't care. Why would he care? But there's something like, some weird fear that is within me that is scared to do this in front of him. Which makes no sense because like, we're good, like we're not new, we've been together for 5 years. We're so comfortable around one another. But I don't know. I don't know what it is, and I'm addressing it because I feel like if I don't, I tried like filming something over there earlier today, an adjacent city. Hi. Hello. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hi. Fuck me, dude. And it just felt so unnatural and I couldn't do it. So I'm like, fuck, what do I do? Did I talk about this? Because it's personal, you know? You don't want... It's another thing. Like, I don't want people to think that like my relationship is bad or that I'm like tiptoeing around him, because I'm not. I tell him everything. But at the same time, I shouldn't give a fuck what anybody thinks. So yeah, that's why I decided to address it. And I feel like now that I've addressed it, I feel a little bit lighter. I feel a little bit better. So any hoodle, that was on my mind. Hi. Ugh. Hello, good morning. Today's Saturday. And your girl is a little bit hungover. Am I slurring my words right now? I'm sorry. And your girl is a little bit hungover. I almost forgot what this feels like. I only had like a couple beers last night, but I think my head is feeling it this morning because I was a little bit dehydrated, and instead of going for water as I should have, I got a couple beers. But any hoodle, hello. Yeah, today is Saturday the 9th. The 10th, Saturday the 10th, and a week from now, or sorry, this coming Friday, I'm going to be going up to good old Edmonton, Edmonton area, whatever, to visit my boyfriend's family for a little Christmas weekend thingy, even though it's a little earlier than Christmas. And his mom asked me to do a little portrait for his sister, a dog portrait, because I think a couple Christmases ago, or maybe last Christmas, I did a dog portrait for his mom for Christmas, of like her dogs. I think I have it somewhere, one sec. Here we go. Yeah, so this is one of her dogs, and then they recently got a German Shepherd. And then so his sister got this dog's sister, German Shepherd. So they're both kind of like living together at the house, and yeah, so I guess she just really liked the portrait that I did for her, so she asked me if I could do it for the sister. Oh. Oopsie. Alright, so I'm starting a little later than I wanted to on this. It's almost 4 o'clock, but I got real sleepy around 2:30, so I took a little nappy nap. And then didn't do much else after that, but that's okay. It's a Saturday. So I'm gonna start on this. I talked about how I did this guy a couple of years ago. And so I'm thinking I should kind of keep with the same style of how I did this portrait. What I like about this is how like kind of sketchy it is. Honestly, I was a little intimidated to start this portrait because I remember this one being like pretty detailed, but when you look closely, it's just like a bunch of scribbles, so that's kind of fun. So I'll probably like take that scribbly aesthetic and just run with it. adorable? So yeah, the hard part's done, but I need to get it printed before Friday because that's when we leave to go visit them. And I have this printer here. It's the Canon Pixma Pro 100. I got it a couple years ago when I was planning to like sell prints on Etsy. I still want to do that, but I don't know if I want to print them myself because print on demand is like so accessible, and printing it yourself and then shipping out everything is an entire like full-time job on its own if like things do pick up. So anyways, but it works great for when I have to like print things like this, like little commissions or whatever else. But the thing with this printer is that the ink is super expensive if you buy the official Canon cartridges. So I don't do that. I buy like a manual refill system from a company called like Precision Colors, I think. But those are just literally like these squeegee bottle thingies that you like stick inside of the cartridge and fill up yourself. So it's a bit of a like sketchy solution, and there's like a ton of instructions to like do it correctly and like not fuck it up. So I have one cartridge in this one currently that I need to refill. That's still the original Canon cartridge. The rest of them I've switched over to this, but I've been putting off doing the yellow because it's so complex and whatever, but I'm going to need to refill it to print this guy. So I'll probably do that tonight because I know I'm not going to want to do it later in the week, and then I don't want to corner myself when it's, you know, the next day and I don't have it printed. And if anything goes wrong, then I have time to go to a print shop. So that's plan B. But yeah.
What, 6 years ago or so, almost. Mine is going, no, maybe even longer than that, 7 years. It is very dry. You can see the separation between the upper and lower portions of the sponge.
So what I also sometimes do is I just put my thumb over the there's a seal that you tear off. But down here, the sponges are very, very saturated. It's nearly solid with it. Slowly going across. Now that's very important. You remove the clip, ink doesn't leak out because there's no leaks going on anywhere. Because the refill plug is probably installed. And that's it.
Three powered resetters provide on.
So I'm dressed up today. What do we think? Yeah, vlogging myself every day throughout the days or whatever, it becomes very evident that I don't dress up much or like play with different outfits. I'm usually just wearing like the same sweatpants slash sweatshirt or hoodie combo every day. So yeah, half of it is I miss, you know, putting together outfits. I only get to put together outfits when I like go out and do something, which is fun, but you know, it's nice to dress up a little bit and like play with the clothes in my closet on a regular day-to-day basis, even when I'm not leaving the house, which is a lot of days I don't leave the house. And the other half is, you know, if I don't change my look every day, then it looks like I'm wearing the same shit for the entire vlog that I'm like recording myself. So, you know, I think it's a nice little motivator to get me to wear different things. Okay, actually, by the way, this is the fit. Maybe I should start to motivate myself to dress up more. I'll do these little OOTD sections because I used to. I'm not on Instagram anymore. Really, I don't have it on my phone. I just have it on my iPad to like check things and do the occasional upload. But on my personal Instagram, I used to take stories all the time of like my fits. So that was like part of the fun of dressing up. But anyways, I have a vlog now, so I don't need Instagram.
I don't know if you want to talk about this, or
is it a car thing? I kind of have to move on, but
no.
Kylie.
I know.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people at the computer before we go? Like that, you know, being kind when it's hard. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for calling, Kylie. I hope that you any of that stuff. Well, people. One thing I'm learning from all these calls I've taken over these
really heavy metal music, and he's like, I think he was trying to wrangle a brown snake, which is one of the deadliest snakes in the world.
That's badass.
Yeah, I actually filmed from behind a door that time because I was like, oh, fuck no.
How are you with
is everything gonna be okay?
Is everything gonna be okay?
Yeah.
Okay, when you say everything, is it like everything?
Just having a little doodle sesh. I finished filming my video that's gonna be coming out this Friday the 16th, so it'll already be out by the time that this vlog is live. But it was a sketchbook tour, and it was from my sketchbook from my first year of art school, so back when I was like 17, 18, and it made me really nostalgic. And that was like a time when I was sketchbooking to the max, because sketchbooking was like part of the curriculum, like you were supposed to hand in your sketchbook and stuff. So and also I was just like constantly surrounded by art and people doing art and stuff, so I feel like that fed into it. But it made me feel very nostalgic about sketching, and yeah, I wanted to break out some pencil crayons because a couple of the spreads at the end of that sketchbook that I was going through had, I believe I was using like these exact pencil crayons as well with those pages, but it just had some spreads of figure studies using pencil crayons, and so I really liked them, so I wanted to just play with that again. And yeah, I don't know, something about using pencil crayons, like it's weird because you can't erase them, really. Well, you could if you tried hard enough, I guess, but I don't know, they feel very dynamic and easy and low pressure. I don't know what it is. God, everything I'm filming is so dark now because it literally gets dark at like 4:30 because it's December and I live in Canada. Yeah, another thing. Looking through the sketchbook, as old as it is, like it being what year is it? 2022. So it's like 2022. 10 years ago is 2012. 7 to 6 years ago. 6 to 7 years ago. I did it. But looking at that, it becomes apparent how I've improved in my art, I guess. I feel like it's very easy for me to, or it's like hard to like see the improvement in your own art. It's much easier to see it in other people's art, but I feel like looking at that sketchbook and then looking through the sketchbook that I'm working on currently, like it's pretty subtle, but like you can tell that I have a much better understanding of like, I don't know, drawing and like anatomy and shit like that. And even just like this body study, figure drawing study that I just did, like I feel like if I tried drawing this back then, it would be like such a big deal. But I was able to just like spit it out, and that's cool. I forget that I can do that. I feel like I have so much self-doubt around my like artistic skill, which is so annoying, I know, because when I was like not as good at, you know, art and looking up to the people that I look up to and hearing them say that they're shit, not that I'm saying that I'm shit, but like, you know, doubting themselves, then I would think like, well, what about me? Then that means I'm super shit. But yeah, it doesn't matter. We're all just having fun. And I feel like the art that comes out of, you know, just enjoyment is not only more enjoyable, but it turns out better. So. Man, every time I do therapy, I am like so, like my mind feels like mush. And then throughout the week after my session, I like start to forget about things. And then like I know that my next session is coming up, and then I'm like, I wonder what we'll talk about. I feel pretty good, like everything's normal. And then we talk about stuff, and I'm like, fuck. There's always something to work on. There's always something to talk about. And maybe I should start journaling, because I feel like these sessions are great and like very helpful, but I feel like if I was like trying to get into that like kind of thinking like daily, it would be very good for me to like stay on top of my unhelpful thought patterns and break down like some of the things that I want to be working on. And I've tried journaling before and I've never really stuck with it, which is fine. Maybe it's just not my not my speed, not my way of doing things. But every now and then I think I should try again. So maybe I'll do that.